simple, right below it, misses his chance. Frozen gets the first kill, but still, the kills aren't coming fast enough. It doesn't matter that they've made their way in. They're not actually progressing anywhere, and it's all Woxic. That AWP is going to get lost, whether by an AK or by the bomb. It doesn't matter. Admirable attempt from Woxic, but he goes down anyways. 3-1 for Navi.
They did successfully lose all the rifles, and I think that was that might have been the purpose of that, at the end of the round. Certainly lots of money being given away there. How can we explain it, Jason? Do you want to try? Do you want to venture a guess?
You're the master of the comparisons and analogies.
So try and come up with something. I honestly don't know. Maybe you know how some people, when they get really rich, they buy champagne at clubs and just throw it around on the drain. Maybe that's what Mousesports were trying to do. They were like, so what? We've got so much money, we'll just throw it away in the round.
That makes sense.
That's the best
I like that. It's they're showing off, really. They're flexing a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what comes to mind.
I like it.
Now we've got double ops though. It's being supported by a couple of Deagles and an M4, so that's a bit awkward, but not completely silly.
I wonder if Navi is going to be surprised that there's ops in play. I feel like you have to think, although in the back of their heads, they have to remember they did lose that third round to Deagles and a scout and a saved Khalil, so they know there were weapons that were actually passed over to the Mousesports defense that Mousesports didn't have to pay for, and there is the mistake. Perfecto, late in the round, dropping down, gets picked off with ease by one of those ops. And now Chris Shea is rotated to the B bomb site, which is the end target for Navi.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris is in there. If he gets one more kill and can just hide, then there should be some backup coming for him. I mean, one of the backup is going to be, Deagle first, I think. But again, just buying time right now, I think, is the name of the game for Chris.
There's no nades on Navi. They have one Molotov.
Oh.
It almost feels like if they want to get out of this round, either Frozen needs to get picked off here, and he's going to get one more on top of it. Flamey just jumping. Simple's got to start being aggressive out towards Long, and I know he's on his own, but he has to create something. They have no breathing room. It's only 8 seconds, so it's time for a save call.
Yeah, 4 seconds. Not even any damage they can really do. Simple will get one at the end, but a weird and awkward round for Navi, where they lose a player in middle, and then the whole thing just comes to a crashing halt. No one knows why.
Yeah, it feels like they didn't actually do anything in that round.
And again,
they just showed up into the server and just chilled.
Yeah, it's like, we lost someone in the middle. Guys, just, next round, we'll try again.
Oh, look at this buy in the next round. So many players not getting their bonus money. 4 members of Navi at $0. Here's Kerrigan rolling the dice, and it's going to come up good for him for the moment. Molotov is perfect. Boomich is isolated for the moment.
A bit of a flashbang, yeah. He is a little bit isolated, but he's going to get a headshot anyway. Kerrigan going down, and what a nice follow-up. Frozen falls right next to him, and that's a fight that they needed to win out there, because that leaves Woxic alone in a very, very tough position. In fact, he takes, I think, like a step that was just one step too far backwards, and he's dead.
He probably never expected Navi to be that aggressive, considering they've been so slow-paced most of this half, and even most of Mirage. Bomb getting planted, and that defense is shut down. And we can go back to the pregame conversation. That's why we talk about Long maybe not being worth it for the defenders. I mean, look at how they committed Kerrigan to pit. They had one player at corner committed to helping him when presence was noticed, and they spent flashbangs, they had smokes, they had Molotovs, and none of it panned out in the end. All that utility they used just to get Kerrigan into a safe position is negated, 7 seconds later when the Molotov runs out and all the counter utility comes out from Navi.
Yeah, we've just seen it happen so many times in the past that it is starting to feel like no one has a really good grasp of how to do it. I'm sure it'll change. I'm sure people will come up with a cool solution, but it's kind of been a long-standing thing on Dust 2 now. Been a while where the metagame is. There was a point in time when, oh man, this is a long time ago, but anyway, NIP figured out how to throw, Molotovs and HGs and everything out long, and people actually stopped trying to take long at all early on the T side, because they were just like, well, all those NIP grenades, this is back when, the original NIP lineup. But now it's swung the other way, and people are having a hard time on the CT side all of a sudden. Anyway, it's 4-2 in the favor of Navi. with Flamey slightly leading the charge, but they're all doing pretty well. Arrogant at 1 kill, Electronic at 2 kills, I guess that's the bottom of the server.
I think the scary part is these like last 4, I guess maybe you could stretch it to 5 rounds that have gone back and forth. Mousesports has won 2 of them. It's just put their money in that really awkward pit where Frozen and Kerrigan are like right below 2K. They're at like 1800 and 1900. And then you have Rops and Woxing at 3300 and Christian at 4200. So not only is your money not aligned, but you have 2 players who just can't even imagine buying at the moment. And on the CT side, it's tough for them to really get any momentum going.
They went to the club, they flushed the champagne, and now their accountant has called them in the meantime saying, you know what, that might have been a little bit of a mistake.
They went to the club, Rops, Woxic, and Chris J spent all the money, and Frozen and Kerrigan were left with the bill.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And they don't like it. And who... Good stack inside of the bomb site. Oh, but Chris pushing up, and that's going to give them an out. It would have been so cool if they could have forced Navi to sort of rush into that 3-man stack, but Navi doing some good thinking in this round, not just giving it up so easily. Now they're just, again, slowly, I mean, whenever you get someone who's shooting you in the back like Chris just was, you kind of know that obviously the enemy team knows where, you know, your whole team is.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to spend a little bit of time making them second guess themselves.
And also, I mean, remember that was the only weapon Chris J had the AWP that they brought into this round, so once you're missing that, it's just kind of, there's no real plan anymore. So Chris J tries to create something out of nothing, and that weapon is just non-salvageable. So at this point, Navi have the entire map available to them. It's going to be 5-2. That's not too shabby.
No, again, playing the T side of Dust 2. Again, it's not really always clear what side of this map is. I think it depends a little bit on how things are working out, especially economically. But having won the first map in a best of 5, if they can pick up the second one, suddenly there's a fair bit more pressure on Mouseesport, you have to assume. Although, I think Nuke is the third one.
Nuke is the third one. It is the third map. But, yeah, I mean, that could be a fun game, but I don't know if I'm the only one like this, but I have some confidence in Navi's Nuke.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because it's like the stigma of the original lineup never playing Nuke followed them for like, you know, more than a year after that wasn't even the same lineup. It's like that never even made any sense. I may have been partly, you know, part of that for a long time, just saying like, oh yeah, Navi don't play Nuke. It's like, well, only one person left, and he's not here anymore even, so. Regardless, yeah, I think they could do some damage on Nuke, I agree. Maybe this is a case of Mouseesport showing up and saying, guys, it's a best of 5, let's just take it easy, like, we'll have plenty of rounds or maps to come back, don't even worry. That kind of attitude, you know?
Yeah. Are you a big fan of that attitude? I don't know if I like that attitude.
I'll tell you what, another analogy, like any time during school, which is luckily a while ago, but whenever someone would say like, yeah, you've got 4 weeks to this assignment, to me that was just like, oh, so I've got like 3 weeks of
great. I don't have to think about anything for like 25 days.
Yeah, so I sympathize with the Mousesport's approach to what I'm trying to say.
Oh, I love how your analogies always involve school in some way. I always just get a glimpse of how awful of a student you actually were.
I know.
It's not that I was any different, I just find it hilarious.
What's even worse is I would memorize like, you know, small little factoids that would make it seem like I knew a lot about all kinds of different topics, but if anyone had like questioned me like a second time and said, oh, can you elaborate on that? It would be like, no, no I can't. But it gave off a great like illusion of me being, you know, knowledgeable about all sorts of things. So, little tip for you kids out there, if you're interested.
Yeah, the tip is don't do anything he just described. Do the exact opposite. Here we go.
Get somewhere, but...
Ooh, the spawn drop. This is good stuff from Boomich, especially because this is definitely called out because Navi noticed the long defense. They heard the Molotovs in. They know 2 players from Mousesports were committed over towards Pit, and now they can split this B bomb site because reinforcements are so far away, and they now have Boomich and CT spawn to cut off those rotations. They just have to crack in. There's the trade. Chris can do nothing, and Navi have delivered another knockout punch.
Waiting a long time, and I think Mousesport's just getting a little bit confused in that moment. But that kind of a B split is so powerful, and again they had a pretty heavy weight towards the A bomb site. I mean, once that B bomb site falls, there's no point even trying to go anywhere. 6 6-2 in favor of Navi. What a brilliant round.
That is actually like a perfectly called round. I really enjoyed that strategy that they just pulled off. I mean, I think the spawn drops are probably some of the most exciting strategies that Dust 2 has to offer regardless. They just create very unique situations, but the timing of when they called it, of the information they gathered, that's some really, really sick stuff from Navi.
Double jump, I think Simple saw both of them. And it's pistols all around for the Mouseesport team. This would be a great time to have some kind of surprise upset in the round. Otherwise, again, they're starting to fall really far behind. It's not going to be inside of the model. So Electronic will take down 3. One of them blind there, as you could tell by those new wonderful icons. And in the middle, oh, I'm shocked. That's a USP, still won the fight.
Yep, that's just Chris J tapping away. Deagle's doing some work as well. Now they're going to have to fight for this control of the bomb site. Still a long way to go for Mouseesport, but Chris J is here. That is a perfect flashbang. Chris J is going to get to the site. Good headshot. Electronics low. That's the bomb. Now it's doable.
I mean, this is one of those rounds where you just have to say, Navi, I mean, again, they could have probably just pulled a break on it and found a way, but I think they were so sure they had won it after that initial triple kill that they kind of let loose a little bit, and that could be dangerous. Chris repositioning himself.
Yeah, also equally, you could say this is one of those rounds where Chris J can just deliver the clutch and the impact that he's always good for at least once, it feels like.
If he could find the right timing. The bomb is still awkwardly down there. He finds Perfecto and wins the fight. There's the headshot. Now it's Electronic. Long range with the AWP, but Chris, he doesn't have to peek. I mean, he knows that bomb is going to be planted at some point. Electronic actually goes forward, and Chris will take him down. Quad kill and a clutch. That is great.
Yes, that's Electronic making the guess. With 10 HP, he's just risking. He's saying, okay, Chris J just got that kill. Surely he relocates. He'll probably go up to catwalk or long is a possibility. But if I just walk forward, I'll have the opportunity to run to the B-bomb site. And obviously, Chris J just sticks around. That's a beautiful round from Chris J. And remember, that started with the USP. I don't know how he does it, but he's good for one of those rounds, it feels, in every single map.
Yeah, and again, with a lot of plays like that, it's slightly, I think, assisted by the fact that Navi were, losing their minds a little bit in that round. But that does often happen when you have, big clutches like that. 6-3. What a strange twist. Frozen getting caught in a very awkward position. The grenade to follow it up. Oh, I can't believe it. He actually doesn't get the kill there. Boomage takes a little bit, but Electronic could have been gone, I think.
Oh, Simple in mid, takes the shot. Chris just barely dodges it. There is support for Chris J. Flashbang so the Opera can get the angle. Simple is going to toss out a smoke and not repeat that, and now the real danger is Kerrigan. Looking down the site as he pushes towards catwalk, it's Boomich, who's been on point with his AK. Actually, oh, that's too fast for Boomich to recover from, and the elbow is showing, but it's an op. Kerrigan goes down, Walksick has to commit to one or the other. He's stuck in between long A and catwalk, and there's safety at neither.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right now. He has to have a long sequence of just perfectly timed peaks here, or he's going to be dead. Flamey, oh wow! Well then, forget all I said. He just rolled into that fight.
Chris J's still alive, so there's still a chance. Electronic with 9 HP is going to watch the catwalk flank. 7-3, and Mouseesport still haven't put 2 rounds together in a row.
I'm actually so impressed that Kerrigan found that kill with the AUG.
Yeah.
Because there was like blood on the box behind him. I'm wondering if he has that clear decals behind that'll make that a little bit easier. Important tool for any new players out there. R_clear decals to get rid of any blood on the wall so that you can actually see what's going on in the game. Makes a big difference.
All the tips and tricks.
All the tips and tricks. You can bind it with something else, so every time you jump you clear the decals if you want to. Although sometimes it can be really beneficial to have them, so you don't always want to do it. If you want to know if you've hit someone with a wall bang, if you clear the decals, you won't know. Just pointing this out. Any of this news to you, Jason?
No, I have all this, although I do not use a clear decals bind.
What do you then? Just have it in the console?
No, I don't use it in the console. I don't use it at all. I want to play the game in its natural state. I want to see all the blood.
Okay, well, fair enough. You want to everyone had less of an advantage. I guess that's honorable in some
weird
stupid way.
Yeah, well, you know, there's reasons why I'm not a professional player anymore, Anders.
Oh, it's only because they haven't brought the CPL back, isn't it? If they did that, you'd be there.
No, I wouldn't. They don't pay.
That's a strong point.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Who would be your? It could be you. It could be Henry. I could come up with the strategies for the team. I'd happily do that.
You'd be the analyst. Oh, nice shot from Simple through the smoke as. Well, that's got a sting for Chris J. Electronic has made it out. Oh, there's a preemptive Molotov there. Good job from Frozen, but again, the risk just not worth it. There's no reward, and Woxic has to stick around. Flashbang's coming out. He's blinded by so many. He still managed it very well. Can he add a third kill? Creeping to the corner, trying to bait out the shot, and Simple's too fast.
What a tall order for Woxic. I don't know how he's meant to do more than he already did there. Great double kill for him, but it just wasn't enough. Now it's Robson at 1 versus 3, and Navi about to add an 8th round to the board. They're doing a really, really good job. But I like what I was seeing out of Woxic there, but he was getting, you know, jump baited into that shot and then crouching into the fight was Simple as well.
Yeah, it's just a good way to show off, again, that weird situation where even with all that success from Woxic, you still can't hold on to long. It's still just, even a preemptive Molotov towards Bluebin. So many good things happened for Mousesports that long fight, and it didn't help them win the situation in any way. 3 kills for Simple so far. Robson at 1 versus 2. It doesn't look like he's going to go for it. Might want to try and pick off Simple on the exit, but now that he's been spotted, he wants nothing to do with anything here.
Wants to take the aim battle though, maybe just trying to hone that in. I'm kind of shocked that he's still sticking around. I mean, they're really far behind at this point in time here, Mousesports, but the AK-47 is actually the best weapon they'll have in the next round, which incidentally will also be the last one of the half.
Yeah, at that point, when their economy is so strong and yours is so weak, like that, even if he gets that kill, even if he gets both of those kills, it really wouldn't matter. I guess the best case scenario is killing Simple with the AWP and maybe the AWP blows towards him when the bomb goes off, but that was always a pipe dream. 8-3 in the favor of Navi, and Mousesports is fighting with scraps.
Yeah, they really are. One guy in the B bomb side, 4 out long. They have that AK-47 and really not that much else to work with. Pretty good Molotov to force Perfecto forward. Oh, but everyone is flashed. It doesn't matter. Frozen still able to pick him off, and that's a nicely won fight. But look at the adjustment and the instant reaction coming out here from Navi, trying to see if they can split that bomb site. They take down Robs inside of B, and yeah, they're in a lot of trouble here, Mousesports, even though they got the early kill.
Yeah, I mean, it's the other side of the coin, right? Even when Mousesports do win the fight, Navi gets the information of how many bodies are at long, and they just bull rush into the B bomb site where there's no support for the defender. And now they have this awkward situation with Electronic on Catwalk. They have to clear him out somehow, but they don't have the time to go hunt him down, so he is just going to be a nuisance, and you can see what it does to the mindset. That's a nice boost. Good double kill for Simple at the end. 9-3 first half.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there was so much going on in that round, but apart from the amazing boost at the end there, you're right. Electronic in the middle of the map. It's already not easy retaking B, but having to do it when someone's shooting you in the back is definitely playing on hard mode. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, it's just like his position, he's just always in the back of your mind, so you never really can commit to the fights forward, right? You can't really commit to the B retake, because you know at any point Electronic can either drop off Catwalk and come out those double doors, so I don't know, it's just, that's a nearly impossible situation for Mousesports to handle. What a great half, though, from Navi. They had like 3 stumbling blocks. There's 3 rounds that Mousesports won, but the fact that Mousesports is never able to win 2 in a row just meant their economy was always just in a very weird place.
Well, look at Simple, top of the scoreboard with 13-7. That's a remarkable lead. Kerrigan is at the bottom of the server with 3 kills and 12 deaths. That's a bit of a change from the first map. It's gonna have to change.
Yeah, well, remember on the first map as well, his impact was mostly felt, and some of those kills he racked up was mostly on the T side, at least for me, it feels like, looking back. A lot of those entries provided at the A bomb site early on in the half on Mirage, so you'd hope he can do something similar here, calling, leading from the front, and maybe providing some entries for his team. But unfortunately, not only do they have like those quiet performances like they did on Mirage, but they also don't have Kerrigan, as you mentioned, and Rops also on Mirage was going off. They don't have those players to kind of hide the deficiencies.
They don't have a lot of space to turn this around, but if they come with the pistol, it would make a bit of a difference at least. Flamey sat just staring into the distance, off on the horizon while people are shooting at him. Perfecto, though, doing a lot to bring it back. Big double kill coming through as they try and cross over that door into the bomb site. And now can they actually get the bomb plant down here, Mouseesport? They've done the first part of the job, but they're not through yet. And there's a double HE. Oh, could they time it against this bomb plant? There's the tap, no grenades thrown yet, they're thinking about it, and those grenades, oh, the second one will work, amazing stuff.
Oh my god, this is incredible. That's actually such a cool plan from Navi. One nade went to the default plant spot, the other went to that double stack, and simple spamming to the smoke does the damage for the nades to clean it up. 10-3. This is some spectacular gameplay.
It is, I mean, they're already winning, but they're even pulling out stuff like that.
There was one mistake in the first round from Navi, and that's Perfecto's flashbang. I don't think went nearly as far as Flamey would have liked. I think he was entirely blinded by his own teammate's flashbang. But,
yeah.
I mean, Perfecto made up for it with a double kill, so, you know, what can you do?
He did, but it did look funny when he was just sort of like sat there looking for a minute. That it did amuse me. I also wasn't the one experiencing it, so...
Yeah, it's different on the other side. Out mid we go, Kerrigan with the deagle. He's been spotted already at car, and Perfecto, he's gonna get a flashbang from his teammate this time. It's Flamey, and Flamey's is perfect. And there's Simple on the flank off catwalk. He's gonna dispatch with 2. Killed through the door, but it's just frozen left. 1 versus 4. Nice shot on a Perfecto. Immediately traded, and Navi holds strong.
I actually liked the speed in that round coming out from Mouseesport, but once they got flashed, Perfecto went for the swing, even if he didn't get the kills, they just slowed down, and then they got shot at the back, then they got shot from CT spawn, so that moment of slowdown was pretty detrimental to the Mousesport's team. Nobody on the Mousesport side has broken into double digits in kills, and they're also really far behind, and they're losing.
a whole string of issues that you've just outlined. And they've lost all 4 pistol rounds so far in this series.
Yeah, that's not good either.
We can add that one onto the end of the laundry list.
There are many issues. To pick your favorite one, type it on the chat of the things that's currently wrong with this Mousesport's performance, at least in the first 2 maps. Boomich flashed in for a fight, and again, good fundamentals coming out here from the CT side. Now they're going to be boosting up to try and catch Frozen, and he is right there, but he snuck past. Don't think Simple realizes yet. Is he going to be quick to react? He will be. That's a nice flick to take down Frozen.
Yeah, odd timing as well, especially if you're Frozen, because Chris J was just coming up the ramp. If that was a little bit later from Simple, I think that might have been traded. Chris J is alive in the site. He's looking for a boost, looking for a jump. Oh, and he takes a deke in the side of the head. Another one from Boomich, jumping as well. And Rops now has to get aggressive. Another tag. But Boomich has just done so much with this SMG. Information, 2 kills, and then he was the bait right at the end. Woxic's going to go down, and Navi marching to a solid victory on Dust 2.
Yeah, that was incredibly well done. Just a solid lead right now. This is it's gonna be just, I don't know. I mean, there's nothing they can do, is there? 12-3. They're so far behind right now, Mouseesport, and Navi just look like they are. I don't know. They're done with it. They want to play new right away. That I believe they say.
No, they wanna donate quicker. They want to get to the end so they can give the money away.
That is a good point. We still don't know which charity they've picked, so we'll get confirmation of that later. And obviously Mousesports get to pick one as well, so in that sense, everyone is a winner, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Oh! Electronic. Shot to the face. Good return.
Oh, I like this. I like this from Chris J. Press the issue. Gets nothing, spots a couple, but hasn't been able to find the kill. Boomich is crucially going to hold on to long, and this is such a powerful retake position as well to add on. It eliminates the ability to play on the ramp if you're Chris J. Oh, he's lucky to be alive still. Oh, and this is a shot that he wants. This is a fight that Boomich wants. He can just crouch and hide for as long as he wants if he needed.
Yeah, that's going to put an end to Chris, and that means only 2 people left here. Oh, nice spray down. Walkstick with a big double. He's still alive here. He needs to find the next 2 to find the quad and also the clutch. And I don't know, simply solo on Elf. He almost just has to go for it, swing for it. It'll take him down. And on the other side, Boomich is there with the defuse, and that will be 13 rounds and a win on Dust 2 for Navi.
Yeah, that's beautiful. What a well-played game from start to finish. Even that clutch, Simple just waiting for Boomich to get into the site so that he could take the attention away. Well done. Dominant victory, and we are back, I believe.